close your eyes for a moment. Take a breath. Can you feel it? That's you, alive, right now, in this very second. Tonight, I'm going to tell you about something magical, something that changed the world without ever forcing anyone to believe in it. A teaching so simple that a child can understand it, yet so deep that people spend lifetimes exploring it. Imagine a religion that says you don't need to believe anything, a path that tells you to find out for yourself, a teacher who said, "Don't just trust my words, go see if they're true." This is Buddhism, the religion of no religion, the faith that says you already have everything you need inside you right now. Over 2,000 years ago, a young prince sat down under a tree and made a promise. "I won't get up until I understand why people suffer and how to end it." When the morning sun rose, he had discovered something so beautiful, so freeing, that it spread across the entire world. But here's what makes Buddhism different from almost everything else. The Buddha never said, "Worship me." He never said, "I'm special and you're not." He said something much more incredible. He said, "You can wake up too. You have the same light inside you that I found inside me." Tonight, as you drift into sleep, we're going to walk together through this ancient and peaceful path. We'll visit quiet temples where monks meditate in the early morning mist. We'll sit under that same type of tree where everything changed. We'll discover why millions of people around the world find peace in these teachings, and how you can too, starting right now, in this very moment. You don't have to become Buddhist to listen to this story. You don't have to believe anything. Just come walk with me. Just breathe. Just be here. Because that's really all Buddhism is asking you to do. Be here. Be awake. Be kind. Be free. Before you get settled, please like this video and subscribe. I'd love to know where you're listening from and what time it is. Just drop a comment and let me know. It's always wonderful to see people from around the world joining us. Now turn down your lights, maybe switch off that fan or any background noise, and let's start this peaceful journey together. Part 1. His name was Siddhartha, and his story. His story is where our journey begins. A prince who asked, "Why?" Let yourself relax even more as I tell you this story. Imagine you're drifting back in time, more than 2,500 years ago, to a place called India. The sun is warm there. The colors are bright, oranges and reds and deep purples. There are elephants walking slowly through villages, and the smell of spices fills the air. In this ancient time, in a kingdom nestled at the foot of great mountains, a baby was born. His parents named him Siddhartha, which means one who achieves his goal. His father was a king, a powerful man who lived in a beautiful palace with gardens full of flowers and fountains that sang with flowing water. When Siddhartha was born, something interesting happened. Wise men came to see the baby, people who could see things others couldn't. They looked at this tiny child, and they said something that made the king very worried. "This boy," they said, "will become either a great king or a great spiritual teacher who gives up everything." Now, Siddhartha's father loved his son very much, but he wanted his son to be a king, to take over the kingdom someday. He didn't want Siddhartha to leave and become a wandering teacher with no home. So the king made a decision. He thought, if I keep my son very happy, if I give him everything beautiful and keep him away from anything sad, then he'll never want to leave. He'll never ask difficult questions. He'll just stay here and be happy. So that's what the king did. Imagine growing up in the most beautiful place you can think of. Siddhartha lived in palaces, Not just one, but 3 different palaces, one for each season. When it was hot, he stayed in a cool palace. When it was rainy, he stayed in a palace that kept him dry and cozy. He had everything a person could want: delicious food, beautiful music, friends to play with, gardens with peacocks and lotus flowers. He never saw anyone who was sick. He never saw anyone who was old and struggling. He never saw anyone die. His father made sure that only young, healthy, happy people were ever around the prince. Siddhartha grew up. He became a handsome young man. He got married to a wonderful woman named Yasodhara, and they had a baby boy together named Rahula. On the outside, everything looked perfect. Everything looked like a fairy tale. But inside, deep inside where no one else could see, Siddhartha felt something. A question, a wondering, a feeling like there was something more, something real, something true beyond the walls of his perfect palace. Have you ever felt that? Like there's something you're supposed to understand but you can't quite grasp it yet? Like there's a mystery waiting for you? That's what Siddhartha felt. And that feeling grew stronger and stronger until one day he decided, I need to see what's outside these walls. I need to see the real world. The 4 sights, what made him leave his palace. Take a deep breath with me now. In and out. We're coming to the part of the story where everything changes, where a comfortable prince becomes a seeker of truth. Siddhartha asked his chariot driver, his name was Channa, to take him outside the palace walls. Channa was nervous. The king had given strict orders, but Siddhartha insisted he needed to see. So they went out into the city. At first, everything seemed wonderful. People were going about their day. Markets were busy with colors and sounds. Children were playing. But then, Siddhartha saw something he'd never seen before. The first sight, the old person. Walking slowly, bent over, leaning on a stick, was an old person. Their skin was wrinkled like paper that had been folded many times. Their hands shook. Each step looked difficult, painful. Siddhartha stared. He'd never seen this before. Channa, he whispered. What happened to that person? Why do they look like that? Channa looked sad. That's what happens when we get old, my prince. Everyone gets old. Their body becomes weak. Things that were easy become hard. This happens to everyone, even to you someday. Even to me, Siddhartha thought. This beautiful body, this strength I have, it will all fade away. Something cracked open inside his heart. A small crack, but it was there. The second sight, the sick person. They went further into the city. Then Siddhartha saw someone lying by the side of the road. This person was sick, very sick. Fever made them sweat. Pain made them cry out. Their body wasn't working right. People walked past, trying not to look. Channa, what's wrong with that person? Siddhartha asked, his voice quieter now. They're sick, my prince. This is illness. The body sometimes stops working well. It brings pain. It brings suffering. This too can happen to anyone, even you. The crack in Siddhartha's heart grew bigger. Even me? Even the people I love? The third sight, the dead person. As they traveled further, they came upon a funeral procession. People were carrying a body wrapped in cloth. Family members were crying, their faces wet with tears, making sounds of deep, deep sadness. The person being carried wasn't moving, would never move again. Siddhartha had never seen death before. Channa, is that person sleeping? Channa's voice was barely a whisper. No, my prince, that person has died. They've left their body. They're gone, and everyone who loves them is suffering because of this loss. This too happens to everyone. Everyone dies, even you, even me, even everyone we love. The crack became a great opening. Siddhartha felt it all flooding in, the truth he'd been protected from his whole life. We get old, we get sick, we die. Everyone we love gets old, gets sick, dies. No palace walls can stop it. No amount of pleasure can prevent it. This is life. This is the truth. He felt like he couldn't breathe. How had he never known this? How had he been so protected from reality? And now that he knew, now that he'd seen, how could he ever go back to pretending it wasn't true? But then, the fourth sight, the holy person. As they were turning back to the palace, Siddhartha saw one more person. This person looked different from everyone else. They wore simple robes, maybe orange or yellow, faded from the sun. They carried a bowl for food. They had nothing, no possessions, no home, no family surrounding them. But here's what struck Siddhartha like lightning. This person looked peaceful, deeply, truly peaceful. While everyone else in the city looked worried or busy or sad, this person walked with a gentle smile. Their eyes were calm, like a still pond with no ripples. Shanna, who is that? That's a holy person, my prince. Someone who has given up everything to search for truth. They're looking for the answer to suffering. They're trying to understand life. And in that moment, Siddhartha knew what he had to do. He couldn't unknow what he now knew. He couldn't pretend anymore that life was just parties and pleasures. Old age was real. Sickness was real. Death was real. Suffering was real. But maybe that peaceful person had found something. Maybe there was an answer. Maybe there was a way to face all this difficulty without falling apart. Maybe there was a way to be at peace even when life was hard. That night, Siddhartha made the hardest decision of his life. He looked at his sleeping wife. He looked at his newborn baby boy. He loved them so much, but he knew that if he stayed, he would just be pretending, hiding, ignoring the truth. So he left. He kissed them goodbye while they slept. He took off his princely clothes and put on simple robes. He cut his long hair, and he walked out of the palace into the dark night, leaving behind everything he'd ever known. He was 29 years old, and he made himself a promise. I will not stop searching until I understand why there is suffering and how to end it. I will find the truth, or I will die trying. Breathe with me now, in and out. Can you feel how brave that was? To leave everything comfortable and safe to search for truth? To admit you don't know, but you need to find out? That's where Buddhism really begins, not with someone who had all the answers, but with someone brave enough to admit they had questions. Someone honest enough to see suffering and say, I need to understand this. And what he found, sitting under a tree one night, what he discovered about the nature of suffering and peace, that's where we're going next. But for now, just breathe. Just rest. Feel yourself sinking deeper into comfort, even as Siddhartha walked into the unknown. The path continues, and we're walking it together. Part 2. The Great Discovery Sitting Under the Tree. The night. Everything changed. Let your breathing slow down even more now. Feel your body becoming heavy, sinking deeper into rest. We're about to witness the most important night in the story, the night that changed everything. For 6 years, Siddhartha searched. Can you imagine? 6 whole years of looking for answers. He wasn't a prince anymore. He was just a seeker, a student, someone trying to understand. He tried everything. He went to the wisest teachers he could find. These teachers taught him how to meditate, how to sit very still and quiet his mind. Siddhartha was so good at it. He could sit for hours and hours without moving. He could make his mind so calm, it was like a mirror reflecting the sky. His teachers were amazed. They said, "You've learned everything we can teach you." But Siddhartha still didn't have his answer. He could make his mind quiet, yes. But when he stopped meditating, the questions came back. The suffering was still there. Old age would still come. Sickness would still come. Death would still come. He knew peace during meditation, but that wasn't enough. He needed something deeper, something that lasted. So he tried something else. He joined a group of monks who believed that the body was the enemy. They thought that if you made your body suffer enough, your spirit would become free. So Siddhartha barely ate. Imagine eating just 1 grain of rice a day. Just one. His body became so thin you could see every bone. His ribs stuck out. His cheeks became hollow. His arms became like sticks. He pushed himself harder than anyone. The other monks looked at him with respect and said, "Look how dedicated he is. Surely he will find enlightenment this way." But you know what Siddhartha discovered? Starving himself didn't bring answers either. It just made him weak. It made it hard to think clearly. It made everything hurt. How could he find peace when he was in so much pain? One day, he was so weak he fainted. He fell into a river and nearly drowned. A young girl named Sujata found him and offered him a bowl of rice pudding, sweet and warm and nourishing. For a moment, Siddhartha hesitated. He'd spent years refusing comfort, refusing food, refusing anything pleasant. But then something clicked in his mind. He remembered something from when he was a young boy. He remembered sitting under a rose apple tree during a festival, just sitting peacefully, not trying to do anything special. And in that moment, he'd felt happy, naturally happy, peacefully happy, without forcing anything. He took the bowl from Sujata and ate. The other monks were shocked. "Siddhartha, you're giving up. You're weak." They left him, disappointed. But Siddhartha wasn't giving up. He was learning something incredibly important. Something we'll talk about soon. Something called the middle way. He felt strength coming back to his body. He could think clearly again. And he just knew, that he was close to the answer. Very close. He walked until he came to a very special tree. We call it the Bodhi tree now, the tree of awakening. But then it was just a big, beautiful fig tree with branches that spread out like welcoming arms and leaves that whispered in the wind. Siddhartha sat down beneath that tree. He crossed his legs, he straightened his back, and he made a vow, just like he did when he left the palace. "I will not stand up from this spot until I understand. I will sit here and look deeply into the nature of reality. I will find the truth, or I will die here." The sun was setting. The sky turned orange, then pink, then purple, then dark blue dotted with stars. The night grew quiet. Everything grew still, and Siddhartha sat and breathed and watched his mind. He didn't fight with his thoughts. He didn't try to push them away or starve them or drown them out. He just watched, like watching clouds pass through the sky, like watching a river flow. Thoughts came, thoughts went. He just watched. The story says that Mara came that night. Mara, who represents all our inner demons, all our fears, all our doubts. Mara whispered to Siddhartha, "Give up. Go back to the palace. You're wasting your time. You'll never figure it out. Who do you think you are?" But Siddhartha just kept breathing, just kept watching, just kept sitting. Mara sent scary visions, monsters and storms and terrible things. But Siddhartha just watched them like they were movies playing on a screen. Not real. Just images. Just mind. Then Mara tried something else. He sent pleasant visions, beautiful things, comfortable things, all the luxuries of the palace. "Come back," Mara whispered. "Life is so much easier there. Why suffer like this?" But Siddhartha just kept breathing, just kept watching. Hour after hour, the moon moved across the sky. The stars wheeled overhead. Siddhartha sat like a mountain, unmoving, patient, determined. And then, just as the morning star appeared in the sky, that last bright star you see right before dawn, something happened. Siddhartha saw it. He understood it. Everything became clear. It wasn't a voice from heaven. It wasn't a lightning bolt. It wasn't magic. It was simpler and more profound than that. He saw how everything really was. He saw the truth of suffering. He saw why we suffer. He saw how suffering ends. He saw the path to peace. He saw that everything is connected, that nothing stays the same, that holding on is what causes pain, that letting go is what brings peace. He saw that we are not separate from the universe. We are part of it, like waves are part of the ocean. We come and go, rise and fall, but the ocean goes on. The connection goes on. He saw that inside every person, beneath all the fear and confusion and pain, there is peace, there is wisdom, there is light. It's already there. It was always there. We just couldn't see it because we were looking in the wrong direction. When the sun rose that morning, Siddhartha was no longer just Siddhartha. He was the Buddha, the awakened one, the one who woke up from the dream of separation and suffering and saw reality as it truly is. And do you know what he did? He smiled, a gentle, peaceful smile, and he sat there for a while longer, just enjoying the peace. The birds sang, the leaves rustled, the morning light was golden and beautiful, and everything was exactly as it should be. What did he find? Understanding, awakening in simple terms. Breathe with me again, nice and slow. Your body is so relaxed now. Your mind is drifting like a boat on a gentle river. Let's understand together what the Buddha discovered. We'll keep it simple because the truth is actually simple. We just make it complicated. Imagine you're having a bad dream. In the dream, you're being chased by something scary. You're running and running. Your heart is pounding. You're terrified. It feels so real, so real. Then you wake up, and in an instant, you realize, oh, it was just a dream. I'm safe in my bed. Nothing was really chasing me. The fear was real, but the danger wasn't. That's a little bit like what the Buddha experienced. He woke up from a kind of dream we all live in, a dream where we believe things that cause us to suffer. Here's what he understood. Everything changes. The Buddha saw that nothing stays the same. Not ever. Not even for 1 second. Your body is changing right now. Cells are dying and being born. Your thoughts are changing. New ones appearing, old ones fading. The world is changing. Day becomes night. Seasons shift. Children grow up. We know this is true, right? But we don't really accept it. We want things to stay the same. We want to hold on to good moments forever. We want to push away bad moments immediately. We want to freeze time when we're happy and fast forward when we're sad. But we can't. Everything flows. Everything changes. And when we fight against that, when we try to hold on too tight, that's when we suffer. The Buddha saw that suffering comes from wanting reality to be different than it is. It's like standing in a river and being angry that the water keeps flowing. Of course it flows. That's what water does. Everything is connected. The Buddha also saw that nothing exists all by itself. Everything depends on everything else. You exist because your parents existed. Your parents existed because their parents existed. You're alive because plants make oxygen. Plants are alive because of sunlight. Sunlight exists because of the sun. The sun exists because of the universe. You're not a separate thing. You're a part of everything. Like your hand is part of your body. Your hand isn't separate. It's connected. It belongs. It's part of the whole. This is why hurting others actually hurts us. Why helping others actually helps us. We're all connected. All part of the same big family, the same universe, the same life. You're not your thoughts. Here's something really interesting the Buddha discovered. He realized that the thoughts in your head, they're not you. They're just thoughts. They come and go like clouds in the sky. The sky doesn't hold on to clouds. The sky doesn't say, "That's a bad cloud. Go away." The sky just lets them pass through. You can do that too. When a worried thought comes, you don't have to believe it. You don't have to fight it. You just watch it come, watch it go, like sitting by a river watching leaves float past. This changes everything, because most of our suffering happens in our thoughts. We worry about the future. We regret the past. We tell ourselves stories. I'm not good enough. Nobody likes me. Everything is going wrong. But the Buddha saw those are just thoughts, just stories. They're not reality. Reality is simpler. Reality is you're here, you're breathing. Right now, in this moment, you're okay. Peace is already here. The most beautiful thing the Buddha discovered is this. You don't have to become peaceful. You don't have to create peace. Peace is already here. It's your natural state. It's like the sky behind the clouds. The clouds come and go, storms, clear days, rain, sunshine. But behind it all, the sky is always there, always clear, always open, always peaceful. Your true nature, the deepest part of you, is like that. Peaceful, wise, loving. It's always there. You just can't see it sometimes because there are too many clouds, too many thoughts, too many worries, too many fears. But you don't have to fight the clouds. You just have to stop believing they're all there is. You just have to remember, the sky is still there. The peace is still there. Your true nature is still there. This is what the Buddha woke up to. This is what enlightenment means. It's not becoming something special. It's seeing what was always true. It's like taking off glasses you didn't know you were wearing and seeing clearly for the first time. The middle way, not too hard, not too easy. Let yourself sink even deeper now. Your breathing is so slow and gentle. We're going to talk about one of the Buddha's most important discoveries, something so practical, so useful, that you can use it in your life right now. Remember how Siddhartha tried 2 different ways before he found his answer? First, he lived in the palace with all the luxury and comfort and pleasure. Everything was easy. Everything was soft. But that didn't bring peace. It just made him blind to the truth. Then he tried the opposite. He starved himself. He pushed himself to the limit. Everything was hard. Everything was painful. But that didn't bring peace either. It just made him weak and confused. When he sat under the Bodhi tree and woke up, he understood something beautiful. The answer isn't at either extreme. It's in the middle. This is called the middle way. Imagine you're holding a guitar string. If you hold it too loose, it won't make any sound. It'll just flop around uselessly. But if you pull it too tight, it'll snap and break. The beautiful music comes when the string is just right, not too loose, not too tight, just balanced. That's how life works too. not too easy. Some people think happiness means always being comfortable, never facing anything difficult, always taking the easy path. But the Buddha said that's like living in the palace. It might feel good for a while, but it doesn't lead to real peace. It doesn't help you grow. It doesn't teach you anything deep. You need some challenge, some effort, some discipline. Like a plant needs resistance from the soil to grow strong roots, like your muscles need exercise to become strong. Not too hard. But some people go the other way. They think they have to suffer to grow. They push themselves until they break. They're mean to themselves. They never rest. They think peace comes from being perfect, from never making mistakes, from being harder and harder on themselves. But the Buddha said that doesn't work either. You can't hate yourself into peace. You can't punish yourself into wisdom. All that does is make you tired and hurt and confused. Just right. The middle way says, be gentle with yourself, but don't give up. Be disciplined, but don't be cruel. Work hard, but rest too. Try your best, but forgive yourself when you fall short. It's like walking a path through the mountains. Sometimes the path goes uphill, and it's hard. You keep going. You make the effort. Sometimes the path is flat and easy. You enjoy the ease. You appreciate the rest. You don't quit when it's hard, and you don't feel guilty when it's easy. You just keep walking. Just right. The Buddha applied this to everything. With eating, don't starve yourself. Don't stuff yourself. Eat just enough to feel good and healthy. With sleeping, don't sleep all day. Don't force yourself to stay awake. Sleep enough to feel rested. With work, don't be lazy. Don't work yourself to exhaustion. Do your best, then rest. With meditation, don't force your mind to be blank. Don't let it run wild. Just gently guide it back when it wanders. With others, don't let people walk all over you. Don't be harsh and mean. Be kind, but have boundaries. See how practical this is? This isn't mysterious or complicated. It's actually simple wisdom that you can use right now, today, in your real life. The Buddha discovered that extremes don't work. Balance works. The middle way works. It's like Goldilocks finding the porridge that's not too hot, not too cold, but just right. The chair that's not too big, not too small, but just right. The bed that's not too hard, not too soft, but just right. Your life can be just right too. Not perfect, just right. Not always easy, but not always hard either. Balanced, peaceful, walking the middle way. Why it's called no religion. Buddhism's special secret. Your eyes are so heavy now. Your mind is drifting like a feather floating on a gentle breeze. Let's explore the most interesting thing about Buddhism, the thing that makes it different from almost every other religion in the world. When the Buddha woke up under that tree, he could have done what most religious founders do. He could have said, God spoke to me. I'm special. I'm chosen. Worship me. Believe in me. Do exactly as I say or you'll be punished. But he didn't say any of that, not even close. Instead, he said something revolutionary. He said, I'm just a person. I'm a human being, just like you. I woke up. I saw the truth, and you can too. Don't believe me just because I said it. Try it yourself and see if it's true. No God to worship. Buddhism doesn't ask you to believe in a God who lives in the sky and judges you. The Buddha never said he was a God. He never claimed to be divine or supernatural. He was just a human who figured something out. In fact, when people tried to worship him, he said, Don't worship me. Learn from me. Do what I did. Find your own peace. It's like if someone discovered how to swim. And instead of saying, "Worship me, the great swimmer," they said, "Look, here's how I did it. Try it yourself. You can learn to swim too." No rules. You must follow. Buddhism doesn't have commandments carved in stone that you must obey or else. Instead, it has suggestions, guidelines. The Buddha called them precepts, ideas that might help you live more peacefully. Things like, try not to harm living things, try to be honest, try not to take what isn't yours, try not to use your words to hurt people, try not to cloud your mind with substances that make you confused. But notice, these aren't, "You must do this or you're bad." They're more like, "Hey, I notice that when you do these things, you suffer less and others suffer less. Maybe try it." It's advice from a friend, not orders from an angry boss. No heaven or hell. Buddhism doesn't say, "Be good and go to heaven, be bad and go to hell." Instead, it says something much more interesting. Your actions have consequences. If you act with kindness, kindness comes back to you. If you act with cruelty, suffering comes back to you. Not because someone is punishing you, but because that's how cause and effect works. It's like planting seeds. Plant apple seeds, you get apples. Plant thorn bushes, you get thorns. Nobody is punishing you or rewarding you. You're just experiencing the natural result of what you planted. No beliefs required. This is the most important part. The Buddha said, "Don't believe anything just because I said it. Don't believe anything just because it's written in a book. Don't believe anything just because everyone else believes it. Don't believe anything just because a teacher said it. Instead, test it. Try it. See if it works for you. See if it reduces suffering. See if it brings peace. If it does, great, keep doing it. If it doesn't, let it go." Can you imagine a religion that says, "Don't believe me"? A teaching that says, "Find out for yourself"? A path that says, "You're the authority on your own life"? That's why some people call Buddhism the religion of no religion. It's more like a science experiment or a practical guide than a religion with rules and rituals you must follow. You already have everything you need. Here's the secret at the heart of Buddhism. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need to earn your worth. You don't need to be saved by someone outside yourself. You already have Buddha nature inside you. You already have that peaceful, wise, loving essence. Right now, just as you are. You're not broken. You're not sinful. You're not unworthy. You're just confused. You've just forgotten who you really are. You've just been looking in the wrong direction. Buddhism says, turn around, look inside, see what's already there. Wake up to what's always been true. It's like someone telling you, you're standing in the rain looking for water. The water is already there. You're already soaked in it. You just need to notice. Freedom to choose. Buddhism gives you freedom. You can be Buddhist and Christian. You can be Buddhist and atheist. You can be Buddhist and anything else. Because Buddhism isn't asking you to believe in certain things. It's just offering you tools to reduce suffering and find peace. Take what works, leave what doesn't. Walk your own path. Find your own truth. Be your own teacher. The Buddha said, be a light unto yourself. That means you're the one who has to find your way. I can point at the moon, but you have to look at it yourself. I can describe how to swim, but you have to get in the water yourself. This is why Buddhism has spread all over the world and looks different in every place. In Tibet, it looks one way. In Japan, another way. In Thailand, another way. In America, another way. Because it adapts. It bends. It changes to fit each culture, each person, each time. It's not rigid. It's not demanding. It's not jealous or controlling. It's like water. It takes the shape of whatever container you pour it into. But it's still water. Still the same essential teaching. Wake up. Be kind. Let go. Find peace. So you see, Buddhism is the religion of no religion because it doesn't ask you to believe. It invites you to discover. It doesn't demand obedience. It offers wisdom. It doesn't want followers. It wants fellow awakeners, fellow explorers, fellow seekers of peace. And that peace, it's already here, already inside you, already waiting. All you have to do is stop, breathe, and notice, just like you're doing right now. Part 3. The Gentle Teachings. The Four Noble Truths like a doctor. Healing your heart. Your breathing is so peaceful now, so steady, like waves gently touching the shore. Let's discover the heart of what the Buddha taught. 4 simple truths that can change everything. After the Buddha woke up under the Bodhi tree, he sat there for a few weeks. He wasn't sure if he should teach what he'd discovered. He thought, this is so simple yet so profound. Will anyone understand? Will anyone listen? But then he thought of all the people suffering in the world, all the confusion, all the pain, and he felt compassion, that deep caring that wants to help. So he stood up and he walked to find his old friends, the monks who had left him when he ate the rice pudding. He found them in a deer park, a peaceful place where deer wandered freely and trees provided cool shade. At first, his old friends didn't want to talk to him. They thought he'd given up. But when they looked at him, they saw something different. His face was peaceful. His eyes were clear. There was a light around him. Not a physical light, but something in the way he moved, the way he smiled. They could feel it. Something has changed, they whispered to each other. Something is different about Siddhartha. So they sat down to listen, and the Buddha gave his first teaching. He shared what we now call the Four Noble Truths. These truths are like a doctor's diagnosis and treatment plan for the human heart. Think about when you go to a doctor because something hurts. What does a good doctor do? First, the doctor says, yes, you're in pain. I see that. It's real. They acknowledge the problem. Second, the doctor figures out, here's why you're in pain. Here's the cause. They diagnose the source. Third, the doctor says, you can heal. You can feel better. They give you hope. Fourth, the doctor tells you, here's the treatment. Here's what will help you heal. They give you a path forward. That's exactly what the Four Noble Truths do. They're medicine for suffering. Let's walk through them together, gently, like we're walking through that deer park with the Buddha. The first noble truth: life contains suffering. The Buddha didn't say life is suffering like some people think. He said life contains suffering. There's a difference. It's like saying a garden contains weeds. Yes, there are weeds, but there are also flowers and butterflies and sunshine. What did he mean by suffering? It's not just big, dramatic pain. It's also the little uncomfortable feelings we have every day. When you want something you don't have, that's suffering. When you have something you don't want, that's suffering. When you're afraid of losing what you love, that's suffering. When things change and you wish they'd stay the same, that's suffering. When you're sick, when you're tired, when you're disappointed, when you're worried, that's all suffering. Even good things have suffering hidden in them. You eat delicious ice cream, but then it's gone and you want more. That little wanting, that's suffering. You have a wonderful day. But then it ends. That little sadness that it's over, that's suffering. The Buddha wasn't being negative. He was being honest. He was saying, look, let's not pretend. Let's not hide from this. Life has difficulty in it. That's just true. Let's admit it so we can do something about it. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Yes, you see the mess, but now that you can see it, you can clean it up. The second noble truth, suffering has a cause. Now the Buddha does the diagnosis. Why do we suffer? What causes all this discomfort and pain? His answer is beautiful and simple. We suffer because we cling. We hold on. We grasp. We want things to be different than they are. It's called attachment, or craving, or grasping. Imagine your hand making a tight fist, holding on so hard your knuckles turn white. That's what our minds do. We grab onto things, ideas, people, feelings, possessions, and we don't want to let go. We crave pleasure and push away pain. We want permanence in a world that's always changing. We want to control things we can't control. We resist reality. Think about it. When are you most unhappy? Usually it's when you're fighting with what is. This shouldn't be happening. They shouldn't have said that. I should be different. Life should be easier. All that should, that's the cause of suffering. Not the actual situation, but your resistance to it. It's like being in a river and trying to stand still. The water keeps pushing you, and you keep fighting it, and you're exhausted and suffering. But if you just let the water carry you, if you move with it instead of against it, suddenly it's easier. It might even be fun. The third noble truth, suffering can end. Here's where hope comes in. The Buddha says, this doesn't have to be forever. Suffering can end. Peace is possible. Liberation is real. You can be free. How? By letting go. By releasing that tight fist. By stopping the grasping and the clinging and the resisting. When you let go of wanting things to be different, you find peace with what is. When you let go of clinging to pleasure, you can enjoy it without desperation. When you let go of resisting pain, it becomes more bearable. Sometimes it even transforms. This doesn't mean you become passive or you don't care. It means you stop fighting with reality. You work with life instead of against it. You hold things lightly instead of gripping them tightly. The Buddha promised, this is possible for you, not just for special people, not just for monks, for you, right where you are, right as you are. The fourth noble truth, there's a path. And finally, the treatment plan. The Buddha doesn't just say, let go, and leave you wondering how. He gives you a path, a practical step-by-step way to reduce suffering and find peace. It's called the Eightfold Path. We'll explore it more in a moment. But for now, just know, there's a way. There are practices you can do. There are ways of thinking, speaking, acting, and living that lead to less suffering and more peace. You're not alone in figuring it out. The Buddha walked this path. Millions of people have walked it. And you can walk it too. These four noble truths aren't commandments. They're observations. They're the Buddha saying, I looked deeply at life, and this is what I saw. Look for yourself. See if it's true. And people have been looking for 2,500 years, and millions of them have said, yes, I see it too. This is true. This helps. Suffering is like a splinter, understanding pain. Settle deeper now. Let your body feel completely supported. We're going to understand suffering in a way that might change how you see everything. The Buddha told a story once. He said suffering is like getting hit by an arrow. The arrow hurts, That's the first arrow. That's unavoidable. Life shoots arrows at us sometimes. People get sick, things break, people die. We get disappointed. That first arrow is just part of being alive. But then, and here's the important part, we shoot ourselves with a second arrow. This is the arrow of our reaction to the first arrow. The first arrow is, I have a headache. The second arrow is, why do I always get headaches? This ruins everything. I'm so unlucky. Now my whole day is ruined. Why me? See the difference? The first arrow is pain. The second arrow is suffering about the pain. And often that second arrow hurts way more than the first one. Or think of it like a splinter in your finger. The splinter hurts. That's real. But then you keep poking at it, worrying about it, being angry that you got a splinter, feeling sorry for yourself, wondering if it will get infected, telling everyone about your splinter over and over. All that poking and worrying, that's the second arrow. That's the extra suffering you're adding. Physical pain versus mental suffering. The Buddha made a clear distinction. Physical pain happens. Bodies hurt sometimes. That's the first arrow, and it's part of life. But mental suffering, the story we tell about the pain, the resistance to it, this shouldn't be happening, that's optional. That's the second arrow. And we can learn not to shoot it. Imagine you stub your toe. It hurts. That's the first arrow. But then your mind might say, I'm so clumsy. I always do stupid things. Now I can't go on my walk. This day is ruined. That's the second arrow. And notice, it doesn't make your toe hurt less. It actually makes everything worse. Now you're in physical pain and emotional pain. But what if, when you stub your toe, you just think, ow, that hurts. I'll sit down for a minute. No drama, no story, no second arrow, just acknowledgement, just allowing what is. The pain is still there, but the suffering is much less. The splinter story. Imagine you have a small splinter in your finger. It's uncomfortable. It stings a little. What do? You could leave it alone and it will work its way out eventually. The body is wise. It knows how to heal. Or you could get some tweezers and gently remove it. No drama, just a simple action to help yourself. But what many of us do is this. We poke at the splinter constantly. We make it worse. We get angry at the splinter. We tell everyone about the splinter. We can't stop thinking about the splinter. We imagine all the terrible things that might happen because of the splinter. We blame whoever gave us the wood that caused the splinter. Now, we're not just dealing with a splinter anymore. We're dealing with infected, inflamed skin. We're dealing with hours of mental suffering. All that extra pain? We did that ourselves. That's the second arrow. How to stop shooting the second arrow. The Buddha's teaching is simple, but not always easy. Notice when you're shooting the second arrow. Just notice. Don't judge yourself for it. Just see it. Oh, I'm doing it again. I'm taking this situation and making it worse with my thoughts. Then gently, you can stop. You can take out the splinter without all the drama. You can feel the first arrow without adding the second one. This takes practice. Your mind has been shooting second arrows your whole life. It's a habit. But habits can change. And every time you catch yourself, every time you say, I don't need to add to this, you get a little better at it. Pain says, this hurts. Suffering says, this hurts, and it shouldn't hurt, and it will always hurt, and I can't handle it, and everything is terrible. You can't always control the first message, but you can learn to let go of the second one. The gift of acceptance. When you stop shooting the second arrow, something beautiful happens. You find you can handle the first arrow much better than you thought. You're stronger than you knew, more resilient, more peaceful. It's not about becoming numb or pretending everything is fine. It's about being honest. This is hard. I don't like this. And I'm going to be okay. I can handle this moment. That's the difference between pain and suffering. Pain is what life does. Suffering is what we add on top. And the beautiful news? You have way more control over suffering than you think, not by fighting it, but by not creating it in the first place. The Eightfold Path. 8 friends on your journey. Your mind is so quiet now, so calm, like a still pond reflecting the moon. Let's meet 8 friends who want to walk with you. 8 ways of living that lead to peace. The Buddha called this the Eightfold Path. But don't let the word path fool you. It's not like you do step 1, then step 2, then step 3. It's more like 8 spokes on a wheel. They all work together. They all support each other. They all help the wheel roll forward. And don't let the word right fool you either. In Buddhism, right doesn't mean correct, like there's only one way. It means something more like wise or helpful or skillful. It's the opposite of harmful or confused. Think of these 8 as friends giving you advice. Good friends who want you to be happy and peaceful. Let's meet them. Right understanding or right view. This friend says, see things as they really are. Don't believe your fears. Don't trust your assumptions. Look clearly. It means understanding the 4 noble truths. Understanding that everything changes. Understanding that you're connected to everything. Understanding that your thoughts aren't always true. When you have wrong understanding, you see enemies everywhere. You think you're separate and alone. You believe your suffering will last forever. When you have right understanding, you see more clearly. You recognize patterns. You understand cause and effect. You see that this difficult moment will pass, just like all the other difficult moments past. Right intention or right thought. This friend says, pay attention to what you want. Are you acting from love or fear, from kindness or selfishness? It means setting your intention toward kindness, toward reducing harm, toward waking up. It means noticing when your intentions are selfish or harmful and gently steering them back toward what's good. Before you speak, this friend asks, why am I saying this? To help or to hurt? To show off or to connect? Before you act, this friend asks, what's my real motivation here? Right speech. This friend says, words are powerful. Use them carefully. Use them kindly. It means, don't lie. Don't gossip. Don't speak harshly. Don't waste words on meaningless chatter that leaves everyone feeling empty. Instead, speak truth. Speak kindly. Speak helpfully. And sometimes don't speak at all. Sometimes silence is the wisest speech. Think about how much suffering comes from words. Someone says something mean and you hurt for days. Someone lies and trust is broken. Someone gossips and friendships fall apart. But think about how much healing comes from words too. I'm sorry. I love you. You're not alone. I understand. This friend helps you use words for healing, not hurting. Right action. This friend says, live in a way that doesn't harm. Live in a way that helps. The Buddha suggested 5 basic guidelines. Don't kill, don't steal, don't lie, don't misuse your sexuality, don't cloud your mind with substances. But it's deeper than just don't. It's also do. Do protect life. Do respect what belongs to others. Do act with integrity. Do treat others with respect. Do keep your mind clear. Every action is like dropping a stone in a pond. Ripples go out in all directions. This friend helps you think about those ripples. Will this action create more suffering or less suffering for me, for others? Right livelihood. This friend says, how you make your living matters. Try to earn money in ways that don't harm. Don't make your living by hurting people, cheating people, or selling things that cause suffering. Instead, find work that helps, that serves, that contributes something good to the world. Now, the Buddha knew that perfect work doesn't exist. We all have to make compromises. But this friend asks you to think about it, to move even slowly toward work that aligns with your values, to do whatever work you do with integrity and care. Right effort. This friend says, try but don't strain, work but don't force. Remember the middle way. It means make an effort to notice negative patterns and let them go. Make an effort to cultivate positive qualities and let them grow. But do it gently. Do it patiently. It's like tending a garden. You pull weeds, but gently so you don't damage the roots of the flowers. You water the plants, but not too much or they'll drown. You give them sun, but not so much they burn. This friend reminds you that growth takes time. Change takes patience. Be diligent, but be kind to yourself. Right mindfulness. This friend says, pay attention, be here, notice what's happening right now. It means being aware of your body, how it feels, what it needs. Being aware of your feelings, noticing them without being swept away by them. Being aware of your thoughts, watching them like clouds instead of believing everyone. Being aware of the present moment, actually being here instead of lost in the past or future. This is maybe the most important friend on the path, because you can't change what you're not aware of. You can't find peace if you're never present. You can't see clearly if you're always lost in thought. This friend gently taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, come back, right here, right now, this moment. Don't miss it. Right concentration. This friend says, train your mind to focus, to settle, to become steady and calm. It means practicing meditation, learning to focus your attention on one thing, like your breath, instead of letting it scatter everywhere. It means developing the ability to calm your mind when it's agitated, to clear it when it's confused. Think of your mind like a jar of muddy water. When you shake it, everything is cloudy and you can't see through it. But when you set it down and let it be still, the mud settles to the bottom and the water becomes clear. That's what this friend teaches you to do. Set the jar down, let it settle. Find that clear, calm mind that's always there underneath the chaos. All 8 together. These 8 friends work as a team. When you speak kindly, right speech, it's easier to act kindly, right action. When you see clearly, right understanding, it's easier to have good intentions, right intention. When you're mindful, right mindfulness, all the others become easier. You don't have to perfect one before starting another. You don't have to wait until you're ready. You just start where you are. You walk with these friends, and slowly, gradually, your life changes. Your heart opens. Your mind clears. Peace becomes more familiar. Being present, the magic of right now. Let your awareness settle into this very moment, right here, right now. This is where the magic lives. The Buddha made an extraordinary discovery. Almost all of our suffering happens because we're not present. We're living in our heads instead of in reality. We're lost in the past or the future, and we're missing the only time that actually exists. right now. The past is gone. Think about it. The past is gone. It's over. It only exists now as memories in your mind, and memories aren't even accurate. They're stories you tell yourself, and every time you remember something, you change it a little. Yet we spend so much time there, replaying conversations, reliving embarrassing moments, holding on to grudges, wishing we'd done things differently. If only I had said this. Why did I do that? It was better before. I miss how things used to be. All that time in the past is time you're not living, and the past can't be changed. It's written, it's done. The only thing you can change is your relationship to it, how much power you give it over your present moment. The future hasn't happened. And the future? It's not here yet. It might never be here the way you imagine it. It's just thoughts, predictions, worries, plans. Sometimes helpful plans, yes, but mostly just anxiety dressed up as preparation. What if this happens? What if that goes wrong? I'll be happy when I'll start living once. I'm so worried about. But none of that is real. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Meanwhile, while you're lost in future worries, life is happening right now and you're missing it. Only now is real. The present moment is the only place where life actually happens. The only place where you can eat, breathe, love, laugh, act, choose. The only place where you're actually alive. Right now, in this moment, reading or listening to these words, this is your life. Not the past you're remembering, not the future you're planning. This breath, this heartbeat, this moment of awareness. And here's the beautiful secret the Buddha discovered. When you're fully present, most of your suffering disappears. Because suffering lives in time. It lives in the past, regret, shame, resentment, or the future, worry, anxiety, fear. But this moment, right now, usually it's okay. You're breathing. Maybe you're comfortable. Maybe you're safe. Even if something difficult is happening, you can handle this one moment, just this one breath, just this 1 second. How to come back to now. The Buddha taught many ways to come back to the present moment. The simplest is breath. Notice your breath right now. You don't have to change it. Just notice it. Feel the air coming in through your nose. Feel your chest or belly expand. Feel the air going back out. Feel your body relax slightly on each exhale. Your breath is always happening now. It's never in the past or future. So when you pay attention to your breath, you automatically come into the present moment. You can also notice sounds. What do you hear right now? Don't label it or judge it. Just hear it. Just let sound wash over you. You can notice sensations. How does your body feel? Where are you touching the bed or chair? What temperature is the air? What do your hands feel like? Every time you notice something through your senses, something you can see, hear, touch, taste, or smell, you're in the now, because your senses only work in present time. The miracle of ordinary moments. When you're present, ordinary things become extraordinary. A cup of tea isn't just a cup of tea. It's warmth in your hands, steam rising, flavor unfolding on your tongue, a moment of peace in a busy day. A walk isn't just exercise. It's feeling your feet touch the ground, seeing how light plays on leaves, hearing birds call, feeling alive in your body. Even washing dishes can be peaceful when you're present. The warm water, the bubbles, the simple task, just this, just now. Thoughts will come. The Buddha never said to stop thinking. That's impossible. Thoughts will come. That's what minds do. they think. But you don't have to go with every thought. You don't have to believe every thought. You don't have to follow thoughts into the past or future. Instead, you can notice, oh, I'm thinking about the past. Then gently come back to now. Oh, I'm worrying about the future. Then gently come back to now. It's like training a puppy. The puppy runs off. You gently call it back. It runs off again. You gently call it back. You don't get angry at the puppy. You don't give up. You just keep practicing. That's what meditation is. Just practicing coming back to now, over and over, gently, patiently, with kindness toward yourself. This moment is enough. The Buddha's teaching is radical. This moment, just as it is enough. You don't need to improve it, fix it, or change it. You don't need to add anything to it. You don't need to get somewhere else. Right here, right now, you're complete. You're whole. Everything you need is already present. That doesn't mean you don't have goals or make plans. It means you don't wait for those future things to start being present. You live now. You love now. You appreciate now. Because now is all you ever have. It's all anyone has ever had. And it's always enough. The Buddha sitting under the tree wasn't doing anything special. He was just being fully present, fully awake to this moment. And in that presence, he found everything he'd been searching for. You can too, right now, in this moment, just by being here, just by noticing, just by coming home to yourself. Part 4. Living like Buddha. Compassion, the warm heart, loving all beings. Breathe slowly with me now. Feel your heart beating in your chest, that gentle rhythm that's been with you since before you were born. Let's talk about the most beautiful quality the Buddha taught. Compassion. The Buddha once said something very simple. Just as a mother protects her only child with her life, so should you cultivate a boundless heart toward all beings. Can you imagine that? Loving all beings, not just the people you like, but everyone, not just humans, but animals, plants, the whole living world, loving them the way a mother loves her child, without conditions, without limits, without holding back. This might sound impossible, but the Buddha said it's actually your natural state. Compassion isn't something you create, it's something you uncover, like melting ice to find the water that was always there. What is compassion? Compassion means feeling with someone, not feeling sorry for them. That's pity, and pity creates distance. Not fixing their problems. That's sometimes helpful, but it's not the same as compassion. Compassion is simpler. It's opening your heart to suffering, yours and others, and caring. Just caring. Wishing that suffering could ease, wishing for peace, wishing for healing. The Buddha taught a meditation called metta, or loving kindness. It's like exercising your heart muscle, making it stronger and more flexible. It goes like this. First, you wish happiness for yourself. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. You're not being selfish. You're filling your own cup first. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't truly love others if you hate yourself. Then you wish happiness for someone you love. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. Feel how natural this is. You already want the people you love to be happy. You're just paying attention to that wish, strengthening it. Then, and this is where it gets interesting, you wish happiness for someone neutral. Maybe someone you see every day but don't really know. The person at the grocery store. Someone who lives on your street. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. You're expanding your heart. recognizing that this person wants to be happy, just like you do. They have fears and hopes and dreams, just like you do. They're human, just like you are. Then comes the really challenging part. You wish happiness for someone difficult, someone who hurt you, someone you don't like. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. This doesn't mean what they did was okay. It doesn't mean you have to be their friend. It just means you recognize that they're suffering too. Hurt people hurt people. And somewhere under their difficult behavior, they're just a human who wants to be happy, but doesn't know how. Finally, you expand to all beings everywhere. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free from suffering. Every person in every country, every animal in every forest and ocean, every creature trying to live, all of us wanting the same thing, to be happy, to be safe, to be free from pain. Why compassion matters. Here's what the Buddha discovered. When your heart is closed, you suffer. When your heart is open, even if you feel pain, there's also peace. There's also connection. There's also love. Anger closes the heart. Resentment closes the heart. Judgment closes the heart. And when your heart is closed, you feel separate, alone, small, and afraid. But compassion opens the heart. And when your heart is open, you feel connected, part of something bigger, held by life itself. Compassion doesn't make you weak. It makes you brave. It takes courage to feel. It takes strength to care. It takes bravery to keep your heart soft in a hard world. The circle of compassion. There's a beautiful secret about compassion. It comes back to you. Not because you're doing it for that reason, but because it's the natural law of things. When you send out kindness, kindness flows through you first. When you wish someone peace, peace touches your own heart. When you forgive, you free yourself. The Buddha said, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. But sending compassion, that's like planting flowers. The whole garden benefits, including you. Compassion for yourself. And here's what people often forget. You have to include yourself in that circle of compassion. The Buddha never said to love everyone except yourself. He said all beings. That includes you. Be gentle with yourself. You're doing your best. You're learning. You're growing. You make mistakes. Everyone does. That's how humans learn. When you mess up, instead of beating yourself up, try this. I'm sorry I did that. I forgive myself. I'll try to do better. That's compassion. That's treating yourself like someone you love, like someone who deserves care and patience and kindness. Because you do. You really do. Letting go, like releasing a balloon. Your body is so relaxed now, so heavy and comfortable. Let's talk about one of the hardest and most freeing things the Buddha taught, letting go. Imagine you're holding a balloon, a beautiful balloon. Maybe it's your favorite color. You've been holding onto the string for a long time. Your hand is tired. Your arm aches. But you don't want to let go because what if you never see this balloon again? What if this is the only beautiful balloon you'll ever have? So you hold on, tighter and tighter. Your hand cramps. Your arm shakes. You can't do anything else because you're so focused on holding this balloon. You can't hug anyone. You can't pick up anything new. You can't rest, all because you won't let go. But what if you did? What if you opened your hand and let the balloon float away? For a moment, you might feel sad watching it go. But then, your hand relaxes. Your arm drops to your side, relieved. You can move freely again. You can wave. You can reach for other things. You can rest. And you know what? There will be other balloons, different ones, new ones, maybe even more beautiful ones. But you couldn't receive them because your hands were too full. That's what the Buddha meant by letting go. What does letting go mean? Letting go doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you give up or stop trying or become passive. It means you stop clinging. You stop trying to control things you can't control. You stop holding so tight that it hurts. The Buddha said we cling to 3 types of things. Clinging to pleasure. We find something that feels good and we want it to last forever. A delicious meal, a perfect day, a wonderful feeling. But pleasure is like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. When you let go of clinging to pleasure, you can actually enjoy it more. You can be fully present with it. You can appreciate it while it's here and let it go when it passes, knowing that other good things will come. Clinging to identity. We create ideas about who we are. I'm smart, or I'm not good at math, or I'm the funny one, or I'm always anxious. Then we hold on to these identities so tight we can't change, we can't grow, we can't be anything new. But the Buddha said, you're not a fixed thing, you're a process, you're always changing. The you from 10 years ago is different from the you now. The you reading this is different from the you who will wake up tomorrow. When you let go of rigid identity, you become free to change, to grow, to surprise yourself. Clinging to opinions. We have ideas about how things should be, how people should act, how life should go, and when reality doesn't match our opinions, we suffer, we fight with what is. This weather is wrong, it shouldn't be raining. That person is wrong, they shouldn't have said that. My life is wrong, I should be further along by now. All that should, that's clinging to opinions, that's fighting with reality. And reality always wins. When you let go of clinging to your opinions, you become flexible. You can adapt. You can flow with life instead of breaking against it. How to practice letting go. Letting go is a practice. You do it again and again, moment by moment. Here's how. Notice when you're clinging. Feel that tightness in your chest, that gripping in your mind, that resistance to what is. Just notice it. Oh, I'm holding on tight right now. Take a breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Let your body soften a little. Ask yourself, what would happen if I let go? What am I afraid of? Sometimes you'll realize nothing terrible would happen. You'd just feel lighter, freer. Imagine opening your hand. Like releasing that balloon. You don't have to throw it away violently. Just gently open your fingers. Let it be. Trust. Trust that you'll be okay. Trust that life continues. Trust that letting go of one thing makes room for something else. The freedom of empty hands. The Buddha once held up a fist and said to his students, "What am I holding?" They guessed different things. He opened his hand. It was empty. When my hand is closed, you think I'm holding something. When my hand is open, you can see I'm holding nothing. But also, when my hand is open, I can receive everything. That's the paradox. Letting go doesn't leave you with nothing. It leaves you open, available, free, ready to receive whatever life offers next. You can hold things lightly. You can enjoy things fully. You can love deeply. But you don't have to grip. You don't have to control. You don't have to make it all permanent. Because nothing is permanent anyway. Everything changes. And that's actually good news. Or Mindful breathing, your anchor. Anytime, feel your breath now, that gentle rise and fall, that quiet rhythm that's been with you through every moment of your life. Let's discover why the Buddha said your breath is the gateway to peace. The breath is always here, always now, always true. It's the simplest, most available tool for finding peace that exists. The Buddha himself used breath meditation to reach enlightenment. He sat under that tree and watched his breath, just watched it, for hours and hours, until everything became clear. He taught his students, when you breathe in, know you're breathing in. When you breathe out, know you're breathing out. That's it. That's the whole instruction. So simple, and yet so powerful. Why the breath? Your breath is special for many reasons. It's always with you. You can't leave it at home. You can't lose it. It's there when you wake up, when you go to sleep, when you're happy, when you're sad. Always. It's always in the present moment. You can't breathe in the past or future. You can only breathe right now. So when you pay attention to your breath, you automatically become present. It reflects your state of mind. When you're anxious, your breath is shallow and fast. When you're calm, your breath is slow and deep. By noticing your breath, you know what's happening inside you. It can be changed gently. Unlike your heartbeat or digestion, you can influence your breath. You can slow it down, deepen it, use it to calm yourself. How to practice mindful breathing. You can do this anytime, anywhere, right now, even as you're drifting towards sleep. Find your breath. Where do you feel it most easily? In your nose as air flows in and out, in your chest as it rises and falls, in your belly as it expands and contracts. There's no wrong answer. Just find where you notice it most. Follow one breath. Breathe in and notice the whole in-breath from beginning to end. Breathe out and notice the whole out-breath from beginning to end. Just one complete breath. That's all. Count if it helps. Some people like to count breaths. In, 1, out, 2, in, 3, out, 4, up to 10, then start over. It gives your mind something to do so it doesn't wander as much. Be gentle when your mind wanders. It will wander. That's normal. That's what minds do. When you notice you're thinking about something else, just gently come back. No frustration, no judgment. Just, oh, I wandered. Back to the breath. Think of it like this. Your breath is home base. Your mind will run around exploring, that's fine. But whenever you remember, you can come home. The door is always open. Use your breath as an anchor. Life gets stormy sometimes. Emotions rise like waves. Thoughts swirl like wind. Everything feels chaotic and overwhelming. But your breath is steady. Your breath is always there, like an anchor holding a boat steady in rough seas. When anxiety comes, 3 slow breaths. When anger rises, 5 deep breaths. When sadness overwhelms, 10 gentle breaths. You're not pushing the feeling away. You're not pretending it's not there. You're just anchoring yourself, steadying yourself, reminding yourself, I'm here, I'm breathing. I'm okay right now. The breath knows. Here's something beautiful. Your body knows how to breathe. You don't have to teach it. You don't have to try hard. Even in your sleep, even when you're not paying attention, your breath continues. Your body takes care of you. When you pay attention to your breath, you're trusting your body. You're connecting with the wisdom that's always been there, keeping you alive, taking care of you, breath by breath. The Buddha said, the breath is the bridge between the body and mind. When your mind is racing, your breath can calm it. When your body is tense, Your breath can relax it. Breath connects everything, balances everything, heals everything. Right now, take a moment right now. Just notice your next breath. Don't change it. Don't judge it. Just notice it. In and out. That's it. That's the practice. That's mindfulness. That's coming home to yourself. And you can do this anytime. In a meeting when you're stressed, in line at the store when you're impatient, in bed when you can't sleep, in any moment when you need to remember, you're here, you're alive, you're okay. Just breathe, just notice, just be. Everything changes like clouds in the sky. Let your awareness drift upward now, like you're looking at the sky. Let's explore one of the Buddha's most important teachings, impermanence. Everything changes. Everything. All the time. Nothing stays the same. Not even for 1 second. This might sound sad at first, but the Buddha said it's actually the most liberating truth you can understand. Watch the clouds. Imagine you're lying on your back in soft grass, looking up at the sky. There are clouds drifting by. Some are fluffy and white. Some are gray and heavy. Some look like animals or faces. Some are wispy and thin. You watch them move across the sky. They change shape as they go. They merge with other clouds. They break apart. Eventually, they disappear. New clouds form. The sky is never the same twice. Do you feel sad about this? Do you wish the clouds would stop and stay forever? No. You just watch. You appreciate each cloud while it's there. Then you let it go and appreciate the next one. Your life is like that. Your thoughts are like clouds. Your feelings are like clouds. Your experiences, your relationships, your problems, your joys, all like clouds. They come, they change, they go. And underneath it all, like the sky, there's something constant. Your awareness, your true nature, always present, always peaceful. Nothing lasts forever. The Buddha looked at everything and saw that it changes. Your body changes every day. Cells die. New cells are born. The body you have now is different from the body you had 7 years ago. Literally every cell has been replaced. Your thoughts change every second. One moment you're thinking about dinner, the next about a memory, the next about a worry. They flow like a river, never the same water twice. Your feelings change. You're happy, then sad, then calm, then excited, then tired. Feelings are like weather. They come and go, and you can't control them, but you can learn to not be blown away by them. Your circumstances change. Good times become hard times, become good times again. Nothing stays forever. Not the good, not the bad. Everything moves. Even the mountains change. They rise up over millions of years. They wear down. What looks permanent isn't. It's just changing very, very slowly. This is good news. At first, this might sound depressing. Nothing lasts, everything ends, everything I love will go away. But wait, think about it differently. Your feeling? It's changing. It won't last forever. This difficult time? It will pass. That problem that feels impossible? It's already shifting, already becoming something else. The Buddha said, "This too shall pass." These are some of the most comforting words ever spoken. When you're in darkness, remember, this will change. When you're in pain, remember, this will pass. When you feel stuck, remember, nothing stays stuck forever. And the good things? Yes, good things change too. Happy moments end. People we love eventually leave. Nothing gold can stay, as the poet said. But here's the beautiful part. When you really understand that nothing lasts, you appreciate it more. You're more present with it. You drink it in. You don't take it for granted. When you know the sunset will fade, you really watch it. When you know your child will grow up, you really pay attention to them now. When you know this moment is unique and will never come again, you're really here for it. Impermanence doesn't make life sad. It makes life precious. Every moment becomes valuable because it's unrepeatable. Every person becomes dear because the time together is limited. Every experience becomes rich because you know it won't last forever. How to live with impermanence. The Buddha's advice was simple. Don't cling. Hold things lightly. Love fully, but without grasping. Enjoy completely, but without demanding it stay forever. Like holding sand, gently, in an open palm. Appreciate what's here now. Not what was, not what will be. What's here now, this moment, this breath, this person, this experience. Really be here for it. Let things go when it's time. When the summer ends, don't rage at autumn. When your child grows up, don't try to keep them small. When a phase of life completes, honor it and move forward. Life is flow. Go with it. Trust in change. When things are hard, trust that they will change. When you don't know what to do, trust that clarity will come. When you feel lost, trust that the path will appear. Everything changes, including confusion into clarity, pain into peace. The river flows. There's an old saying, you can never step in the same river twice, because the river is always flowing. The water that was there is gone. New water has taken its place. The river looks the same, but it's not. It's always new, always fresh, always moving. You're like that too. The you from yesterday is gone. The you from this morning has changed. The you reading this now is becoming the you of the next moment. You're not a statue. You're a river, always flowing, always becoming, always new. And that's not something to fear. That's something to celebrate. Because it means you're alive. It means you're not stuck. It means no matter what happened before, you can change, you can grow, you can become. The sky remains. Behind all the changing clouds, the sky remains. Behind all your changing thoughts and feelings and experiences, your awareness remains. That part of you that witnesses it all, that never changes, that's always here, that's always peaceful. The Buddha found that unchanging awareness, that still point in the turning world, that peaceful sky behind all the clouds, and he said, you can find it too. It's already there. It was always there. You just have to stop, breathe, and look. Part 5. Drifting into Peace. Monasteries and meditation, peaceful places. Let your body sink even deeper now. So heavy, so comfortable. Let's visit the quiet places where people go to practice what the Buddha taught. Imagine walking up a winding path on a mountainside. The air is cool and thin. Pine trees stand tall on either side of you, their needles whispering in the breeze. You can hear a bell ringing somewhere above, a deep, resonant sound that vibrates in your chest. That's the monastery bell, calling people to meditation. A place apart. After the Buddha awakened, people who wanted to learn from him began to live together in communities. These became the first monasteries, peaceful places set apart from the busy world where people could focus on waking up. Picture a monastery in your mind. Maybe it's in the mountains of Tibet, surrounded by snow-capped peaks and prayer flags fluttering in the wind. Maybe it's in the forests of Thailand, with golden temples peeking through green leaves. Maybe it's in Japan, with carefully raked gravel gardens and cherry blossoms falling like snow. These places are quiet, not silent. You can hear birds, wind, water flowing, the rustle of robes as monks walk by, But there's no rush, no urgency, no shouting or honking or chaos. Just peace. The daily rhythm. Life in a monastery follows a gentle rhythm. Wake before dawn. Meditate while the world is still dark and quiet. Eat simple food, rice, vegetables, tea. Work in the gardens or clean or study. Meditate again. Walk slowly, mindfully. Eat again. More meditation. Sleep early. Day after day, the same rhythm, the same schedule. It might sound boring to some people, but for those who live there, it's like music. Each day is a note. Together they create a song of peace. The monks wear simple robes, usually saffron orange or brown or gray, depending on their tradition. They own almost nothing. Maybe a bowl for food, a few robes, some books, that's all. They've let go of everything else to focus on one thing: waking up. The meditation hall. The heart of every monastery is the meditation hall. Imagine walking into one now. Your feet are bare. You left your shoes at the door. The floor is wooden and smooth, worn by thousands of feet over hundreds of years. The room is simple. Cushions arranged in rows. Maybe a statue of the Buddha at the front, not to worship, but to remind everyone what's possible. A human who woke up, a human just like them. Incense burns, the smoke rising in lazy spirals. The smell is sweet and earthy, sandalwood perhaps, or lotus. Light filters through high windows, soft and golden. You sit on a cushion, your legs cross, your back straightens, your hands rest gently in your lap. You close your eyes, you breathe, around you, others are breathing too. 30 people, 50 people, 100 people, all sitting, all breathing, all coming home to themselves. There's a power in this. In many people all seeking peace together, their combined stillness creates something palpable. The room itself feels peaceful, like peace has soaked into the walls over years of practice. What they do there. Monks don't just sit around thinking holy thoughts. They practice. They study the Buddha's teachings. They meditate for hours every day. They work, cleaning, cooking, caring for the monastery. They do everything mindfully, with full attention. When they eat, they just eat, not scrolling on phones, not reading, not talking, just tasting the food, feeling grateful for it, noticing the texture, the flavor, the nourishment. When they walk, they just walk, not rushing, not planning, just feeling their feet touch the earth, step by step, present with each movement. When they clean, they just clean, not resenting it, not wishing they were doing something else, just sweeping, just washing, just being fully there. This is their practice, bringing full attention to whatever they're doing, making every moment a meditation, waking up to life as it happens, not as they imagine it should be. You don't need a monastery. Here's the beautiful thing. You don't have to live in a monastery to practice like this. You don't have to shave your head or wear robes or give up everything. You can bring this quality of presence to your everyday life. Your home can be your monastery. Your daily activities can be your practice. Washing dishes can be meditation. Walking to your car can be meditation. Drinking your morning coffee can be meditation. Anywhere can be a peaceful place when you bring peace to it. The monastery isn't in the building. It's in your awareness. It's in your intention to be present. It's in your commitment to wake up. The Buddha himself said, "You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to become anything. Just be here. Just be awake. Just be kind. That's the whole path." You don't need anything. Already complete. Your breathing is so slow now, so soft, like gentle waves on a quiet shore. Let's discover the most radical thing the Buddha taught. You don't need anything. You're already complete. Right now, just as you are. This is hard to believe because we've been taught the opposite our whole lives. We've been taught that we need to achieve, acquire, improve, become. We've been taught that we're not enough as we are. But the Buddha said, that's the lie. That's the illusion. That's what keeps you suffering. The seeking trap. Most people spend their whole lives seeking happiness, seeking success, seeking love, seeking peace, always looking for the thing that will finally make them feel complete. When I get that job, then I'll be happy. When I find that person, then I'll feel loved. When I make enough money, then I'll feel secure. When I achieve that goal, then I'll feel worthy. But what happens? You get the job, and for a moment, it feels good. Then the novelty fades and you're seeking again. You find the person, and it's wonderful until it's not. And you're seeking again. You make the money, but it's never quite enough, and you're seeking again. The Buddha saw this pattern. He called it the hungry ghost, always hungry, never satisfied, no matter how much it consumes. He said, the problem isn't that you don't have enough. The problem is that you think you need something in the first place. Nothing is missing. Imagine a wave asking, where can I find the ocean? The wave is the ocean. The wave is made of ocean. The wave has never been separate from the ocean for even 1 second. But the wave thinks it's separate, thinks it's alone, thinks it needs to find the ocean. All that seeking, all that worry, all that feeling incomplete, it's based on a misunderstanding. You're like that wave. You think you need to find peace, find enlightenment, find your true self. But you are peace. You are enlightenment. You are your true self. You've never been anything else. You just forgot. You got confused. You started identifying with the wave and forgot about the ocean. What you already have. The Buddha said, look closely. Right now. What do you actually have? You have awareness. You're aware of these words. Aware of your breath. Aware of your body. That awareness, that's not something you created. It's not something you earned. It's not something that can be taken away. It's just here. It's always been here. You have the capacity to breathe. Your body knows how. It's been doing it since you were born. You don't have to try. You don't have to earn the right to breathe. It's just given to you. Freely. Constantly. You have the capacity to feel, to love, to care, to be moved by beauty, to laugh, to cry. These aren't things you need to acquire. They're already part of you. You have this moment, right now. This one precious moment. You're alive. You're here. That's not nothing. That's everything. The Buddha's pointing finger. There's an old Zen saying, when the Buddha points at the moon, don't stare at his finger. Look at the moon. All the teachings, the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, the meditation practices, these are just fingers pointing. They're pointing at something that's already here. Something you already are. The Buddha isn't giving you something you don't have. He's helping you see what you've always had but couldn't see. It's like someone pointing at your face and saying, look, there it is. You can't see your own face directly, but it's obviously there. It's been there all along. Your true nature, peaceful, aware, complete, has been there all along. You just couldn't see it because you were looking in the wrong direction. You were looking outside when the treasure was inside. You were looking for something to acquire when you already possessed everything. Just stop seeking. the Buddha's most radical teaching is this: stop seeking and you'll find what you're looking for. Stop trying to become and you'll realize what you already are. Stop chasing peace and you'll notice peace is already here. It's like those stories where someone searches the whole world for a treasure only to return home and discover it was buried in their own backyard all along. You are home. You are the treasure. You are what you've been seeking. You don't need to be smarter, richer, thinner, more successful, more spiritual, more anything. You just need to stop, breathe, and recognize, oh, I'm already here. I'm already okay. I'm already whole. The freedom of enough. When you realize you don't need anything, you become free. Not because you have everything, but because you stop being controlled by the need to get more. You can enjoy things without needing them. You can appreciate things without grasping them. You can love things without demanding they complete you. You rest in yourself. You rest in this moment. You rest in the simple, profound truth. I am here. I am breathing. I am aware. I am enough. That's the peace the Buddha found, not because he became something special, but because he saw through the illusion that he needed to become anything at all. The smile of Buddha, finding your own peace. Your face is so relaxed now, your jaw loose, your forehead smooth. Let's talk about that famous Buddha smile, what it means and how you can find it too. If you've seen statues of the Buddha, you've probably noticed his expression. It's not laughing. It's not serious. It's this gentle, peaceful smile, like he knows a secret, like he's seen something beautiful that brings him quiet joy. What did he see? What's that smile about? The smile of understanding. The Buddha's smile comes from understanding. He sees how things really are. He sees the comedy and tragedy of human life, how we suffer over things that aren't real, how we chase things that can't satisfy us, how we look everywhere for what's right here. It's like watching children play a game. They get so serious about it, so invested. Winners are thrilled, losers are devastated. But you, watching, can see. It's just a game. It's not real. And that perspective brings a smile. The Buddha watches life like that. He sees people grasping and pushing away, building and destroying, loving and hating. He sees the patterns. He sees the cycles. He sees that everyone is just trying to be happy, but going about it in ways that cause suffering. And instead of judging, instead of condemning, he smiles. A compassionate smile, a knowing smile, a smile that says, I understand. I was there too, and I found a way out, and you can too. The smile of acceptance. The Buddha's smile also comes from acceptance. He's made peace with reality. He's stopped fighting with how things are. It's not a smile of resignation. Oh well, everything is terrible and there's nothing I can do. It's a smile of recognition. This is how it is, and that's okay. I can work with this. When you truly accept life, all of it, the pleasant and unpleasant, the easy and difficult, the joy and pain, something relaxes inside you. The struggle stops, the resistance melts, and naturally, spontaneously, there's a smile. It's the smile of someone who's put down a heavy burden they've been carrying for years. The relief, the lightness, the freedom, the smile of inner peace. Most of all, the Buddha's smile comes from inner peace. He's found the still point, the quiet center, the place inside that isn't disturbed by what happens outside. Storms can come and the surface gets choppy, but deep down, there's stillness. Challenges arise and there might be struggle, but underneath, there's peace. This is what the Buddha found and never lost. That peace isn't dependent on circumstances. It's not peace because everything is going well. It's peace despite whatever is happening. It's peace in the midst of it all. And when you have that, when you found that unshakable peace inside, you naturally smile. Not a big grin, not forced positivity, just this gentle, natural smile of someone who's home, someone who's found what they were looking for, someone who knows they're okay no matter what. Finding your own smile. You don't have to be enlightened to find this smile. You don't have to be perfect or have your whole life figured out. You can find moments of it right now. Think about a time you felt truly peaceful. Maybe watching a sunset. Maybe holding someone you love. Maybe in nature somewhere, or after a good laugh, or in that quiet moment after meditation. Remember that feeling? That sense of everything is okay right now? That's your Buddha smile. That's your peace. It's already there, waiting to be noticed. The practice. Here's something you can do. When you wake up in the morning before you get out of bed, smile, just slightly, just a gentle upturn of your lips. Hold it for a few breaths. It might feel silly at first, but something interesting happens. Smiling sends a signal to your brain. Things are okay. I'm safe. I'm peaceful. And your body starts to believe it. Throughout the day, pause and smile. Not at anything in particular. Just smile. Smile at your breath. Smile at the sky. Smile at yourself in the mirror. Smile at the moment you're in. The Buddha said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." Your smile is proof of that. It doesn't depend on what's happening around you. It's a choice you make, a reminder you give yourself, a recognition of the peace that's always available, always here, always waiting. You are the Buddha. Remember what the Buddha said, "I'm not a god, I'm awake, and you can wake up too." That smile, it's not his alone. It's yours too. It's available to you, right now, in this moment. You don't have to wait until you're perfect. You don't have to wait until all your problems are solved. You can smile now. You can find that place of peace now. You can recognize your own Buddha nature now. It's been there all along, waiting, like the sun behind clouds, like the sky behind the storm, like the peace behind the noise. Just breathe, just notice, just smile, and feel yourself coming home. Closing meditation, floating into sleep. Now let everything go. Let your whole body become soft and heavy. Let your mind become quiet like a still pond at dusk. We're going to drift together into deep, peaceful sleep. Notice your breath. Bring your attention gently to your breathing. Don't change it. Don't control it. Just notice it. Like watching waves on a shore. They come in, they go out. They come in, they go out. Endlessly, effortlessly, naturally. Your breath is breathing you. Your body knows what to do. You can trust it. You can let go. Release your body. Feel your feet. So heavy, so relaxed. They've carried you all day. Now they can rest. Let them sink into the bed. Let them become part of the mattress. So heavy they couldn't move if they tried. Feel your legs, all the muscles letting go, like ice melting, like tension dissolving. Your legs are heavy, so heavy, sinking down, supported completely. Feel your hips, your lower back. Let them spread. Let them relax. Let gravity pull all the tension down and away. Your whole lower body is heavy now, peaceful, still. Feel your belly, rising gently with each in-breath, falling gently with each out-breath, like a boat bobbing on gentle waves, rising, falling, rising, falling. Feel your chest, your heart beating its steady rhythm, that faithful heart that's been beating since before you were born. Thank it. Trust it. Let it do its work while you rest. Feel your shoulders dropping away from your ears, releasing down. So much tension lives here. Let it all go now. You don't need to hold anything up. You can let go. Everything is taken care of. You can rest. Feel your arms, your hands, so heavy. Fingers completely relaxed. Nothing to hold, nothing to grasp. Just letting go, just being held by the bed beneath you. Feel your neck, your jaw. Let your mouth open slightly. Lips barely parted, tongue resting gently. No words needed now. Just silence, just peace. Feel your face, your forehead smooth, your eyes so soft behind closed lids, your cheeks relaxed. Maybe there's a tiny smile there. The Buddha's smile, the smile of peace. Feel your whole head, so heavy on the pillow, so supported, so safe. Scan your whole body. Your whole body now is heavy, so heavy, like you're sinking into the bed, melting into it, becoming one with it, supported completely, held completely, safe completely. If you notice any place that's still tense, just breathe into it. Imagine your breath going there, carrying relaxation, carrying peace. Then imagine the tension flowing out with the exhale. Breathing in peace, breathing out tension, breathing in calm, breathing out worry. Let your mind settle. Thoughts might still be drifting through your mind. That's okay. You don't have to fight them. Just let them drift like clouds across the sky. You don't hold on to clouds. You don't push them away. You just let them pass. This thought comes and goes. Another thought comes and goes, like leaves floating down a stream. You don't have to follow them. You can just watch them go by, further and further away, until they're so far away you can barely see them. You are safe. You are safe right now, in this moment, in this bed, in this room. Nothing is required of you. Nothing is expected. You can just be. Just rest. Just let go. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Yesterday is already gone. Right now there's only this. Your body, comfortable and heavy. Your breath, slow and steady. Your mind, quiet and peaceful. Floating into sleep. Imagine you're floating now, floating on a calm, warm ocean. The gentlest waves are rocking you, up and down, so slowly, so gently, like being rocked in someone's arms, like being held by the universe itself. The sky above you is dusky. Stars are beginning to appear, one by one, little lights in the darkness. So beautiful, so peaceful. You're floating, drifting, nothing to do, nowhere to go, just floating, just drifting, just being carried. The water holds you perfectly. You trust it completely. You can let go. You can surrender. You can sink into sleep like sinking into warm water. So easy, so natural, so safe. The Buddha's blessing. Imagine the Buddha is here now, not as a religious figure, just as someone who cares, someone who found peace and wants you to find it too. He places a gentle hand on your forehead, and you feel it, a wave of peace washing through you, from your head to your toes, washing away worry, washing away tension, washing away everything that doesn't serve you. He whispers, "You are peace, you are love, you are already awake, you are already home. Rest now, rest deeply. You are safe, you are held, you are loved." Going deeper. Your breath is so slow now, so gentle, barely noticeable. Each exhale takes you deeper, deeper into relaxation, deeper into peace, deeper into sleep. You might already be drifting, already moving between waking and sleeping, that beautiful in-between place, where everything is soft, where everything is quiet, where everything is perfect just as it is. Let go a little more, and a little more, and a little more. Your body knows how to sleep. Your mind knows how to rest. You don't have to try. You don't have to do anything. Just let it happen. Just surrender. The final release. Breathing in, peace. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, calm. Breathing out, releasing. Breathing in, love. Breathing out, surrender. Everything is okay. Everything is exactly as it should be. You are exactly where you need to be. The Buddha found peace, and so can you. Not tomorrow, not someday, but right now, right here, in this moment, in this breath, in this deep, sweet rest. You are peace. You are love. You are home. Sleep now, dear friend. Sleep deeply. Sleep peacefully. Let the night hold you. Let your dreams be gentle. Let your rest be complete. The path continues tomorrow. But for now, just rest. Rest now. Rest deeply. You are safe. You are loved. You are peace. Good night.